Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. My name is Sleepy, and this is Sleepy Plays. Today we're in Star Citizen, a Ryerson Vision Center for IAE 2955. What is a Ryerson? Well, it's a city in the clouds above a gas giant. And once a year, Star Citizen puts on an expo to show off their new ships and some of their older ships. So let's head on out and take a look to see what they've got to offer this year. I think there's 43 total ships here. We're not going to look at them all, but we're going to look at a couple of the more interesting ones. This right here is a brand new ship. It's the RSI Salvation. It's supposed to be an entry-level ship, but I don't think that's its strength. I think the strength of this ship, being a salvage ship, and its size is very small, is that players will be able to put it on larger ships and go out and do salvage contracts or salvage wreck ships to get what they'll need for mid-game base building. Not a ship I would recommend for a new player. It's very select for what it can do. It's not going to make you a fortune, but I think for mid-game use it's going to be fantastic for somebody who doesn't want to go out and spend millions on a reclaimer and just need some RMC to work on their base building. Interesting little ship. Single cockpit, has no other room in it. All it does is it's got two heads that do salvage work. It takes them, puts it through the body, and spits them out into containers in the back that you can take and use for your base building. Interesting little ship. I think it's going to be popular later in game. Alright, where are we going to go next? Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. This is the RSI Meteor. This is a newer ship. This is a supposedly kind of a large fighter, but it does have a new concept. In the past, all fighter ships have been basically a cockpit with one or two seats, and that's it. Star Citizen's coming up with a little new one, bringing fighters in that have accommodations on them. And by accommodations, let's just go up and take a look. These ships actually have beds, they have restrooms. This right here blocking the way is actually a gun rack. And what it does is it's going to give you a little more options in your fighters, not to just be stuck into the fighter role. You can actually land and maybe go do bunker missions or go do looting or do some exploring. And not have to be constrained by, hey, I've got to get back to a base or something. Interesting concept. These aren't going to be the best fighters in the game. They're going to be designed to be able to take on lighter targets, be able to do your beginning combat roles, and then be able to give you some open expanse to do other things. It has your components stored here. These will open and close. They won't all be sitting here wide open. I just don't know where the button, oh, there's the button is to close it. And it'll have little compartments all around it. It's got your fire extinguisher just in case something gets caught on fire or blows up. It's got a bed to lay down on. It's got a restroom to use. I don't believe it has a kitchenette or food facility, so you will have to bring your food along. But it's an interesting new concept for Star Citizen. It does have some big guns on it, but because of its size, it's not going to be terribly maneuverable. So you're really not going to want to get into a dogfighting turning battle. You could get into a boom and zoom, in other words, fly in real fast, catch your target, open fire on them, and zoom on by. Next one we're going to look at here is the Wolf. The Wolf is a new ship by Kruger. It's the first full-size ship Kruger has built. It's considered a light fighter, and it comes in two versions. The Wolf L-21 has bespoke ballistic weapons, and the Wolf Alpha has bespoke laser cannons. My personal preference would probably be the laser cannons, but the reason I like to show these ships off is they're brand new. They really haven't even been in the verse yet, but they have such an interesting design. They look to me like somebody went back to the 60s and asked an aeronautical designer to design a space fighter of the future. They have that retro futuristic look, or however you want to call it. Very interesting ships. They're only one person. They have, I believe, two size 4 guns on them, which are actually pretty good size guns for a light fighter. I don't know how maneuverable they're going to be. They look like they're going to be more fast than they are maneuverable, but we'll find that out when we get into the verse. Next, we're going to go look at the jewel of this IAE, and this is the Perseus gunship. This is probably the largest dedicated gunship so far in game. This thing is absolutely a beast. It carries 2 turrets, 1 upper and 1 lower, with 2 size 8 guns on them. It's got 8 PDCs, and I believe it's got 4 other size 3 turrets. This is for players who want to go out and just blow stuff up. I think it takes a minimum of a 6-man crew. I am going to do a full video on this ship a little later on, so I don't want to go into too much detail. But this is kind of the jewel of IAE this year. This is the newest awesome ship in the game. I do want to go over here and cover this. This is a little bit of an older ship, but it's actually one of my favorites. This is the Argo Raft. This is a cargo ship. It has room for 180 cargo, an excellent tractor beam for loading cargo and unloading cargo, either planet side or hangar side. It's what I use to actually go from the starting cargo to the intermediate cargo to work up to the hull series. This is in my opinion, a gold mine. It's a fantastic ship. If you see back here, the cargo sits underneath it on the outside. Right up there, you'll see there's the tractor beam, and the cargo all mounts onto this grid. Up inside, there's a kitchenette, there's bunks. I don't know that we can go up inside it. We'll see if we can. Yeah, let's go inside and take a quick look. For 1 or for 2 players, this is an awesome ship to start your progression in Star Citizen. That's me go up. I guess we're going to the top deck first. This is definitely not a combat vessel. This is totally a cargo hauling vessel. Just over here, this is, I guess it's going to be part of where the engineering stations are. Engineering's not in game yet. The working end of this part is back straight through here. You'll see we have more components. Right here you have a ladder to go downstairs, but this is where, when you come up here, this is what you'll want. This gives you a user support station that you turn on, and then you click on the button here and you'll be able to use your remote turret. Now this isn't a gun turret, this is a tractor beam turret, and this is the view you'll get when you start to load your cargo on. You'll turn your tractor beam on, you'll press your button, and be able to lift and control your cargo and be able to put it onto the grid. Really easy to load, really easy to unload. 180 SEU of cargo. You can carry all the different size boxes depending on what configuration you want to be. Fantastic ship. This is a money maker all day long. We're going to take our little ladder down here, go down to the lower area and look at your crew quarters. This is this is where your bathroom is, right back here. Your ladder going up. Come out here, you'll have your crew quarters. Here's your little dinette. You'll have a full-size kitchenette for preparing your food, and then you also have bunks for 2 here, upper and lower bunk. Now you come down here, you also do have a this is a connection point to connect to other ships. I don't know if it connects to stations or not, but there's no need to connect this ship to a station. You can just land at a hangar or a landing bay at a station. But I think you can, the docking port to connect to other ships. Up front here you have your cockpit. It is a utility cockpit. You'll have your pilots and your passenger seat. You do have a couple of, I think, size 1 guns here that if you're down to the point where you have to use size 1 guns, you're in trouble. But this thing flies excellently. It's a wonderful little money maker. I love this ship. Like I say, it's not a combat ship. If you're going to get in a situation where you're going to have in combat, what you want to do is just run. This is definitely an industrial ship. Now let's see if we can get on the exit. This is the ship you definitely want to take a closer look at. I'm probably going to do a larger video on this ship just because I believe it is so valuable to players. Now let's head on over here. There is another ship over here I want to take a look at. It's a newer ship. We'll boogie through this little cargo exposition and get back here to Hall 2. Say, we're not going to cover all the ships. There's just way too many of them. This video would be way too long. But we're going to give you a taste. Ah, there she is. Now, you saw the big brand new gunship. This is a medium-sized gunship. This is the Paladin. This is a 4-person gunship. It can be operated with 2. It can be operated with 1. I don't think it's very effective with 1. I think it's effective with 2 would be okay, and it's effective with 4 is just absolutely insane. If you look up here, you'll see the gun turret on the side. There's a gun turret on the port and starboard side here. And you also have a turret on the bottom down here, which you'll see sitting on the ground. But the interesting thing about this turret is it moves. It not only rotates and points up and down, but if we look around the back here, you're going to see a railing here that this turret can go from the bottom of the ship, go up this railing around, and be a top-mounted turret for space battles. So you use the bottom turret if you're coming in, bringing in ground troops, bringing in supplies, or supporting some kind of a ground mission, and then you'd put it up top for use for space battles. This thing has great DPS, and when it's fully manned with 4 people, this ship is going to be a beast to handle for a medium-sized ship. Let's go inside and take a look at the inside of it. You have a stairwell for entry, which is nice. It's not the ladder. Here you'll have your airlock, so you won't vent all your atmosphere out to the inside of the ship. We'll open it up. When you first enter the ship, this is where you can put on or take off your suits. You don't have to fly around in a full combat suit, but you can leave your combat suits here for when you go out of the ship. Here you have your gun racks, which carries almost all, I believe it carries all sizes guns. This one in the center, I believe, is for a very large gun, like your rail guns and stuff like that. You turn around and come out of the entrance compartment. Here you have 4 SU of storage here, which if you're looting or you want to carry extra components or you're carrying extra food or extra armor and stuff like that, it's a great place to be able to store those. You'll have your components located around on the side here. And then go around to this side. This is where you'll enter into your bottom gun turret controls. Now the turret controls are remote. You'll have seats down here that you sit in to control your turrets. Like if we hop into one of these seats right here. Now this should do the starboard turret, I do believe. We'll hop in here and just take a look. But your 2 crew members down here, each one of this will control the starboard turret. And I believe we can get into it from down here. I don't want to deploy. Yeah, I want to enter the remote turret. You'll notice that we're in your starboard turret here. That goes on the starboard wing side. It goes up, down, all the way around, giving you 360 degrees of view. And it will also point out and rotate. So you'll have this on both sides. We'll hop out of here. And this seat right here just will control the port side one. That seat right here will just control the port side one. And we'll hop back out. There's a ladder here. We'll go ahead and take the ladder up. This carries you up to the pilot and co-pilot's seating on the bridge. This will be your pilot's seating. Now he will have missile control and maybe some other controls. And your co-pilot seat will control the turret that goes down to the bottom and goes up to the top. Fully manned, this ship will be a beast. I mean, this will be the premium, medium size gunship in the game right now. Up top here you'll have your restroom and your living quarters. There's your restroom and your shower. You do have a little sink here with a kind of a mirror, but it's just really a camera that shows what's in front of the mirror. Walk right here to the side. There you have your little kitchenette place where you do your meals and your stuff like that. A little dining facility. And then you have 2 crew quarter rooms. Each crew quarter room is made for 2 people. You'll have storage, you'll have seating, you'll have 2 bunks. Over here in a little area to maybe do some work on something. And then on the other side you'll have the exact same for the other 2 crew members. So depending on how many crew members you have on at a time, depends on how much of this you'll actually use. Now we'll go back here to the back. I believe this is your engineering. This is. You'll have a lot more of your components back here. I'm not going to go through the components or the exact guns because this is going to be a quicker video because there's just so much to show. This will be your engineering terminal. This will be your alien wandering around. And then we'll go back downstairs. This is the Paladin. This is a medium-sized gunship. This, to me, is probably right now, for its size, the premier gunship per its size in Star Citizen. This thing has a lot of DPS and can do a lot of damage. It's not the most maneuverable thing, but something gets close to you, it's going to definitely put out some power. I don't think this, everything else down here is pretty much been in game. Most people know about it. We're going to leave some stuff for people to come take a look at. That's why we're not going to look at everything. See if there's anything else here I want to really show off. I don't think so. That's the Hornet. That's the F-8C Lightning. You can come take a look at those. Those are your most prolific fighters in game. But most people that play the game already know all about them. So let's hop up here and go over to the alien ships. Yes, they do have alien ships. Zoom through this little cargo area. This right here is a little model of a hull. See, this thing is absolutely huge. It's just a little model. This is what you want to use the raft to go up to the hull. See, where the raft you can make 100,000, a little 100,000 plus per run. On this thing you can make 1 million per run. That's what I use to make. I've got like 70 some million, I think. Let me see. How do I do this? Let's see what much money. Yeah, I've got 75 million right now, so I've made all of that using the raft and using the hull C. Kind of tell you about how profitable those ships and cargo can be in game. And cargo running is safe as long as you do it intelligently. Now this is the alien ships. These are human manufacturers or even alien manufacturers that make alien ships for humans. So this is an alien fighter. It's kind of like a bird. It's I don't have this fighter. They say it's maneuverable. It's got decent firepower. It's not tanky. It's something you're going to have flying skill to be able to use in combat. But it's got some interesting alien tech on it. Let's go down here. This is a cargo version of a drop ship. I'm not particularly fond of this ship. I think it's kind of silly, but I guess to each its own. It'll have cargo in the back. It'll have drop places up in the middle and then a cockpit up front. We'll peek in here real quick. Here's where your cargo loads back here. You'll have an area for a few troops back here, plus you'll have a cockpit up front. Not a ship that makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, it looks cool. I'm going to say that right now. It looks cool as heck. I just don't see it being really useful. It definitely gives you that alien vibe, though. The one I came down here and I really wanted to see, but we'll cover these two real quick. This is the Raelian. I really don't like this ship. It's an alien, kind of an entry-level ship. It's the ship that takes off going straight up and straight lands going straight down. The cockpit's on the top, and you have to sit with your back facing the sky. It's like being in an Apollo rocket or a space shuttle lifting off. I don't like that landing because you land blind. But it's an interesting ship. Now, this one's brand new. This is a Vandal ship that's been made over to be able to use for human. This is a Vandal medium fighter. Vandals are the big bad guys. They're like the Klingons in Star Citizen. They're the bad guys. The entrance is from the back. Very interesting ship. Very ghoulish looking. A little different tech. Doesn't have any really amenities because the Vandal aren't about amenities. They're totally about what can we kill. You enter this ship through the back, you press F and you lay down. And then you run a rail up front. The cockpit position is laying down. It isn't sitting down. And you see you lay down here in the cockpit and this is how you fly it. It's got some interesting controls. They are labeled what they do and what the weapons are and stuff like that, even though they do have alien writing. This is a brand new ship. I've never flown it. I don't know a lot about it. I just wanted to show it to you, though. And then you hit the little exit button, and boom, you'll roll right out. Interesting ship. To the people who love the alien ships and like the different, this one will be very appealing. It is a heavy fighter. It should be very dangerous. It should carry a lot of firepower. I'm not sure how maneuverable it'll be, but I can see it being really hard hitting. I'm not sure what size this may be. Size 4 guns on it, I would guess. But this doesn't say what size guns they are. But this should pack a punch. Alright, let's keep on rolling. I'm not sure where we're going next, because there's just so many ships here. And it's so complicated. But there are a couple I do want to show you that I think are very interesting. So we'll roll around here. I'll take a little drink of coffee. Oh, must have my coffee. And I believe there's some other ships over here. We get into Hall 4. You can see there's a lot of stuff here. It would behoove you to come take a look for yourself, figure out what you like, what you want to see. You can rent a lot of these ships for free and be able to use them for 2 days for free in game, which is really kind of cool. I'm actually going to do some more videos on ships I don't own that I'm going to rent and be able to do videos on them. Where do I want to go with Drake? This is a lot of the Drake ships right here. This is a Gollum Ox, a brand new ship. Very interesting ship. Very basic. You look at this ship, it's got a cockpit. It has nothing else but a cockpit, and it's got a cargo grid. The thing that makes this ship interesting is supposedly, it doesn't look like it, but supposedly it can carry 64 SCU of cargo, which make it a wonderful ship to work your way up to, like the Raft. Where the Raft carries 180, this carries 64. Now, I haven't used this ship because it's, well, brand spanking new. So I can't tell you how good it is. It looks like, though, it's going to be a great ship to work your way up in money to the Raft. This back here is a fascinating ship. This is a brand new type. The ship is ready to fly in game, I do believe, but it's a brand new concept for Star Citizen. This is called the Drake Mule. The thing what's interesting about this ship is what it has on it. It's not going to be great at anything, but it carries something on this that most small ships like this do not carry. Right here you have an entranceway. Not sure what this will be used. You can put cargo. You may be able to put a very small vehicle in here. I don't know, but we're going to go up the ladder here and take a look around. Now on the second deck you'll see this seems to be your engine, probably part of the engineering gameplay. Now this is very most interesting. You have a medical bay on this ship. Now you won't normally find a medical bay on smaller ships in Star Citizen. And you kind of scratch your head, why would you want a medical bay on a ship? And we're going to talk about that in just a minute, but we're going to look at the rest of the ship here. We're going to keep going. This seems to be, I'm not even sure what, oh, this is your, what is it again? I forget what it's called again. This is where your crafting station. You'll be able to craft items. Not only will you be able to heal yourself, but you'll be able to craft items. And that's an interesting concept depending on what all you'll be able to craft. We're going to head up a little further. This just looks down into the front. This may be an elevator. Let's press it and see. It is an elevator that comes up from the bottom. I see. So you don't have to take the stairs with the ladder, but I like the ladder. We're going to go up to the third floor, and this should be the cockpit. This up here is your single-person cockpit. You'll notice it's Drake. Drake's not a fancy. They're more... let's make it work. If it takes duct tape to work, that's okay. But this is where you'll fly your ship. This is your bedding. Should be your sink. There's probably a restroom here somewhere. I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, this will be your engineering back here. Definitely your engineering station. You'll have a lot of components. This is where you'll do your engineering, your repair. We'll come back out of engineering. Oh, there's your restroom. It does have a restroom here. It has your bed here. Now let's head on up. And that is the Drake. I think it's called the Gollum. Very interesting ship. Now let me get out of here, and I don't know what this is. Mind your head. Okay, I minded my head. Oh, opens to the ladder. How cool is that? Then we can call the elevator. Maybe. See how this elevator works. Oh, this is going to have a little lever on it. I see. And this will drop down. Now, I've looked at the ship and scratched my head and trying to figure out what this ship's good for. And personally, I think this is the absolute perfect ship for a single player who wants to do bunker missions or looting. That is a looting ship. I don't care what they call it. That's a ship that's designed for looting. You can fly it onto a planet, fly it down to a station. It's got space for cargo. I don't know if it's got 4 or 6 SU for cargo. In case you get into a gunfight, you can defend yourself. It's got a medical bay to be able to heal yourself, and you'll be able to craft items. That, to me, is strictly a Drake single-player looting ship. If you want to do bunker missions, fantastic. Set yourself a spawn spot here. Go land at a bunker, get your gear on, go into the bunker, have your little shootout. If you get injured, you can come back and you can heal yourself. If you die, you can spawn back at the bunker. Once you've cleared the bunker out, you've got plenty of room in there to be able to loot all the stuff that's in the bunker. To me, this is so interesting because we haven't had a ship that carries everything you need to be able to do single-player bunker missions and single-player looting. And it's definitely down Drake's line. Fascinating ship. All the Drake fans, I think, are going to love it. Yes, it's ugly, that only a mother would love, but it's got the Drake functionality. I'm Drake. I'm going to make a ship for those who the mainstream don't make ships for. I'm going to make them work. They're not going to be shiny, fancy, or spit clean, but they're going to be definitely Drake. I don't think there's anything back there I want to look at, but there's one more ship up here that I think is interesting. This is another brand new ship. This is the MDC. It's a very simple, it's a ground vehicle. It's very simple, very small, can fit into a lot of different vehicles, has one driver's seat, and that's it. The thing that makes this this vehicle so interesting is it doesn't carry a gun, it doesn't carry rockets, it carries a PDC. That's a point defense gun. Why that's interesting is depending on how well it works. If you're looting, and you're looting like a bunker or something like that, and I'm sorry, you get players in Star Citizen that like to come and destroy your ship that you landed in. You can bring a couple of these on, park them around the place you're looting, and you can have a set-up defense for other players who come in other ships or other ground vehicles. Where your ships, like your the gunship we looked at, your Polaris, they all have point defense guns on them. This is a portable point defense gun. Fascinating concept. How good will it work? I don't know, but it's a very interesting concept. If you have your own base, you could take and spend, 8 of these around your base, and you'll have 8 point defense guns on the ground. I think it's an interesting concept. Good for the smaller player groups. I don't know how much the big orgs will use it, because they'll have so many ships and so many players. But the smaller groups, 3, 4, and 5 players, this could be an interesting ship. It's kind of the sister ship to this one. It's basically the same vehicle. It does have place though for lockers, for suits and stuff. This is one you want to drive into a place, and it's got a controllable gun on the top, a controllable turret that you control from the cockpit, and you can even control that gun while driving this, so you can be driving around and shooting. Now, I'm not sure how accurate it'll be, but it's something you're using to pull up to a bunker mission or to some kind of an outpost or something. It gives you the protection of the craft, plus also the guns to be able to take out the guys defending it, and then be able to go in there and start your looting. Another interesting ship. Where else are we going now? I don't know that we haven't covered almost everything I want to cover here. How long have we been going? We've got a 29-minute video. I want to do one more thing I want to cover. And this is when you come to the expo, a place where you can rent some ships for free and be able to put them in your hangar and be able to check them out, be able to fly them out, do missions, see if they're ships you would like. And that's an excellent, excellent concept to be able to test drive. And it's something you can't do for free except for at the expos. So we're going to hop out here real quick, go back to the main hall. And you'll notice all these terminals located along the side. You'll be able to go up to these terminals. Just look into them. Now, these are all going to be RSI ships, so the only ones you're going to be able to rent today, because today is kind of RSI day. But if you look down here, you can rent the Apollo Medevac, you can rent the Triage, you can even go as far up as to rent the Perseus heavy gunship for free. You can get a 2-day rental on this. It costs you absolutely nothing. 2 days free to play with that huge gunship. Take your friends, get them out, run all over it, look up and down, play with the guns, take it out to space, fly it around. We've got 3 different solar systems now that they can fly to. I haven't even been to the 3rd one yet. And it's just a fun way to explore the game, to introduce yourself to the game, and to be able to try out. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. Please say hi in the comments. That would be really nice. I get very few comments on my videos. I know my videos aren't great. I'm not the world's greatest video producer, but I do like to show you the stuff I like. And I am going to do some more videos on some of these ships individually. I have rented this. I am going to put it in the hangar and go through it from top to bottom, front to back, and kind of show it off. I have seen videos of the inside of it. I have not been inside it yet. I think its fit and finish is probably the best fit and finish of any ship I've seen in Star Citizen so far. I thought the TAC was the best fit and finish until I saw this ship come out. I think this is actually a better fit and finish than the TAC. But anyway, this is Sleepy Plays. This has been Star Citizen. This has been the UAE Expo. Any questions? Leave me a comment. Peace. Have a great day.